Okay. And then we have the amazing galvanic spa, right? 2 patents. Nobody else can do what we do with the galvanic spa. We do this amazing half-face demonstration where we only apply the treatment on half your face, right? Why do we do a half-face demonstration? What's the purpose? Difference demonstrated, right? That's one of our slogans. So we can do half and you can see the difference one side to the other, right? Wrong. That's not why we do a half-face demonstration. The reason we do the half-face is so you have to buy it to fix the other half. Otherwise you walk around like this the rest of the day. I just had this great demo. Right? Right. Okay. So, how did we get out of presentation mode, guys? I'm not sure how that happened, but that's okay. It's still working. Let's talk about age lock for just a moment. Okay. I've got a question for you before we jump into this one. How many of you in this room have DNA? That's a trick, right? Just making sure you're awake with me here tonight. Every hand should go up unless you're from another planet. Okay? How many of you in this room think that your DNA has changed from the day you were born until now? Think? You're wrong. It hasn't changed at all. If your DNA was to change, the police could never find the criminals. So you've got exactly the same code today that you had the day you were born. So why do we change? If the code's the same, why do we change? That's a good question, isn't it? It's all about genetic expression, okay? It's about the fact that the code doesn't change, but the way the code is expressed into the tissue of your body changes. What causes that change? Air, water, pollution, food, stress, chemicals, toxins. All these things change the expression of your DNA. Okay? So, if you can have environmental factors cause a negative change in your genetic expression, doesn't it stand to reason that if you applied some positive influences that you could maybe change it back? Yes. Makes sense to me. Yes. Okay? So let's talk about that now. Let's just actually talk about how that actually works. Okay? Okay. So here's the situation. The reason we bought that company in Wisconsin is because they have the genetic expression database. For 35 years, they've been out there gathering genetic material. This is like, before most people were even thinking about genetic material, right? So they kind of have the Rosetta Stone when it comes to the genetic expression database. And that's why we bought them. So we had the key, so we could tell when we got to the right expression, okay? So that's the first part of the story. Okay, the second part of the story, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys just go to the next slide for me manually there. Just put your cursor on it and just click it, okay? And we'll bring that up. So the second part of the story has to do with a company in Silicon Valley, California. And the name of this company is Affymetrix. And they invented some technology where they call it a gene chip. It's an integrated circuit that can actually receive strands of DNA. You can embed them into the top of the actual chip. Some people call it an Affy chip, made by Affymetrix, right? You can take that chip and you can plug that in. There's the chip right there. Well, it was there. There we go. You can take that chip and you can plug it in. That's great. Leave it right there. That's perfect. You can plug it into this reader and the software will analyze the expression of that particular DNA. And it ends up looking like this. So here is a heat map that is generated from the chip by the software. And you can see on the heat map some of these genes are red. And by the way, there's 52 genes represented here. Every one of these slices is a gene. So the red ones are hot. They're upregulated. The green ones are cold. They're downregulated. And that's the way it should look when you're young. That's what those genes should express themselves like when you're young. Because of those environmental factors, we get to middle age, and that expression sometimes is almost 180 degrees from where it should be. We're just not expressing our genes, the DNA, the way we should. So here's what Nu Skin can do. They can take formulas of new product, and they can feed them to test groups of people. And after 90 days, they can take DNA samples and plug them in the chip. And then they can see if that formula was able to reset that expression so it acts more like it did when you were young. So it matches better. And this is a trial and error process. You know, we go through multiple formulas until we see which combination actually works on that particular set of DNA that we're trying to influence. Isn't that cool? They can do that. And we can do this for the skin in your face. We can do it for your energy. We can do it for your eyes eventually, your heart, your kidney, your liver, your bones, your muscle, and we can even do it for your fat. We're just getting started. Okay, we're done with products and science, all right? Did you write down anything I said about products and science? I apologize for spending so much time. Are you convinced we have really interesting, different, unique products? I hope you are. Okay, let's talk about number 4, compensation. We're almost done. Hang in there. It's going to go real fast now, okay? This compensation plan has a front, a middle, and a back, really, to this plan. And you can pretty much plug in wherever you would like to plug in. Don't feel like you have to go be the very top person if you don't want to. Some people just want to actually be a distributor, to sell enough product to 4 or 5 people to support their own habit, and that's it, right? They love what the products do for them, and that's all they want. If that's all you want, that's great. We'd love to have you. Welcome. We're glad you're here, right? If you want to go for it, then you can really go to the top. So let's talk about some of these numbers. If what you have heard tonight makes sense to you, and you are starting to say in your mind, this is a pretty good argument, you know, these guys probably do have something here, okay? We do. You need to be an executive now. You don't wait around. That's our first position, is become an executive in this compensation plan. You can do it today, so you're done tomorrow. You can do it in a day, a week, a month, 2 months, or 3 months. Never longer than 3 months. You become an executive, and now you can play the game. You can't even play the game of Nu Skin until you become an executive. The average income was just under $7,000 a year last year for people, all the executives worldwide in this company. Now, it's not a ton of money, but it is a new car payment for people. It starts to change their life, okay? Even that first position starts to make a difference. And then once you become an executive, you've done it, so now you can help other people become executives also. And your first target is get 4 executives on your front line. That makes you what we call a Ruby executive right here. And the average income last year for all Rubies in the whole company, about $33,000 a year. Now, think about this for a second. The average time from the day they start until the day they become Ruby executives is about a year. Some people do it faster, some people take a little longer, but the average is a year. So here's what happens. You come to a meeting like this, you find out about this company and these cool products, and you start to say to yourself, okay, I mean, I'll probably try this. You keep your day job, you don't quit that. You do this on the evenings and weekends, and at the end of a year, you've added $33,000 in your family budget. I mean, what's wrong with that? Nothing. That's pretty cool. And once you stabilize Ruby, okay, listen to me for a second. It's not unusual that you might have to replace 1 or 2 of those executives. It's totally normal. Okay, it happens all the time. So what you do is you stabilize Ruby. And once you stabilize it, then you go get the next 4. And now you've got 8 executives on your front line. Great number 8 right there, okay? 8 executives on your front line. The average income for that person, which is called a diamond executive, is $120,000 plus a year. More than $10,000 a month coming into your budget now. That's serious money, all right? So the average time that it takes from the day people start until the day they become diamond executives, on average, is 2.5 years. 2.5 years. How many of you here went to the university for 4 years or more and graduated making $10,000 a month? Oh, I didn't think so. Well, in Nu Skin, we've got a Nu Skin University, and it takes 2.5 years. It's a 2.5-year program here. And when you graduate at $10,000 a month. Probably a better deal than you already did. All right, so once you stabilize diamond with 8, then what you do is you go for the last 4, okay? And then you get 12. You got 12 on your front line, and you're what we call a blue diamond executive in Nu Skin. The average income for all blue diamonds last year was $450,000 plus a year, more than $38,000 a month coming into your bank a month. Great money, okay? Now I realize if you're here first time tonight, you're probably skeptical. And you're probably thinking, okay, don't over embellish it, Nathan. How many people really? You got 5 people doing that? Before I answer the question of how many people, can I ask you another question? Where you work right now, how many people make more than $450,000 a year? None? 1? 5? 20? Maybe 50 in a huge company? Maybe? How many people did it last year at Nu Skin? Over 1,000. We're only a little $3 billion company, folks. 1,000 people making that much money? I got to tell you something. This is not an easy business to do. It'll take your best effort to become a blue diamond. It really will. But you got better odds here than you got anyplace else. Really. Okay? I don't know the numbers for ExxonMobil, that little teeny oil company. I don't know their numbers for 2013, but I saw a report for 2011. This is a company that's probably, I think, number 3 in the world in size? They're doing $250 billion a year in revenue. This is a big company, one of the biggest on the planet. 2011, in this report, they had 67 executives that were paid more than $500,000 a year in cash compensation. Now, they probably got some stock and maybe a bonus or something, but I'm just talking cash because that's what we pay. We pay cash. I want to compare apples to apples, okay? 67 on $250 billion in revenue. They're 80 times larger than we are. 80 times. And we've got 1,000 people doing that? You got better odds here than anywhere. You do. Okay? Another point you should know. When you start to receive bonus checks in your bank every month, once you're a Nu Skin distributor, Nu Skin keeps track of all the checks for all these years. And what happens is when you exceed $1 million of total checks into your bank account over that time, then you become part of Nu Skin's $1 million circle. All right? So 3 years ago, we were creating a new member of the $1 million circle every 6 days. 2 years ago, it accelerated, and it changed to every 5 days we made a new millionaire. And last year, it accelerated, and it became every 4 days we're making a new millionaire. And we just got off of a reward cruise in the Aegean Sea here just a little bit ago, last week. And on that cruise, our management gave us a new update, and they informed us that we're now making a new millionaire every 3 days. Every 3 days. I'm sure they post on the board where you work the new millionaires every 3 days, don't they? Don't they? They don't? What, nobody is becoming millionaires there? Why are you there if there's no chance? Think about that. I don't know when, ladies and gentlemen, that this is going to happen, but I know in the next few years we will start making a new millionaire every single day. It's going to happen. Tell me where else in the world that's even possible. Where else is that happening? I mean, Facebook is one of the greatest success stories ever. They went public in 2012, and 300 people became millionaires on that day. The early employees that got some stock. But that deal's over with now at Facebook. You can go get a job, but probably not going to become a millionaire. Okay? We don't do it with stock. We do it with cash. They're one of the biggest deals ever. We just passed 1,000 people in our millionaire circle. 1,000! And we're adding them every couple days. Okay? This company has the potential to make more millionaires than any company that's ever been on the planet. It's remarkable when you stop and think about what's happening at this company. So, enough on compensation. Did you write down anything we said about compensation? I've been now 10 meetings in the last 7 days all over Europe, Western and Eastern Europe. Incredible crowds, just like you guys, everywhere. Rooms packed, people standing against walls. People can't even get in, okay? You are on the verge of blowing this thing wide open. You really are. You are in the greatest spot. You've got all the fiscal problems that drive people to think about their future, the pension problems to make people wonder if they're going to have anything. It makes them want to have recurring income. The healthcare costs are insane. They're unsustainable. We have to shift to a preventative model. We have to, because the current model of cutting and druggy is making us go broke. It doesn't work, and it's just painful, right? It's stupidity. People are going to do things like TR90. They're going to do things like the biophotonic scanner because they have to. Okay, every single thing is moving our direction right here. It is the perfect time to be involved in this business, and we've set a new goal, okay? We call it Nu Skin 3.0. We did $3 billion last year in sales globally in our company. Our management team has set a goal to do $10 billion in the next 6 years. We're going to triple the size of this company. This is something you want to be part of. You don't want to walk out of this room and meet us in 6 years and you go, oh, I saw you at that meeting that night, didn't I, with that guy from Utah? Are you still doing that Nu Skin thing? Oh, yeah. How's it going? You probably don't want to know. You'll probably slam your head in the window and think, what was I thinking? I should have done that then. I promise you, it's not going to go away. You're just going to keep bumping into this company 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and you don't want to know what's going to happen if you're not in. It'll be painful because we're just going to keep doing what we do. We know the path is clear. We can see it really clearly, exactly where we're headed in this company, and we just need good, honest people that are happy, that are positive people, that want to be around people that are open, happy, positive. We have the most amazing environment in this company. It's a gift. What we have inside this company, this family of Nu Skin we have, it's a gift. It's the most amazing, positive, supportive environment. It is not like your job, okay? It is totally different. I want to just thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope you join us. Please make the decision to do that. Thank you very much. We'll talk to you next time.